Episode 7, Take 1. Bienvenidos una vez más to another episode of Somos Good News. My name is Catherine Castro.
Y yo soy Ángela Carrasco.
Well, hello everyone. I know our mission is to be happy-go-lucky and positive all the time, but we can't ignore what goes on in the world either. So today, we are starting off by remembering the people who left us too soon without ever having to. We are talking about George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Sean Monterrosa, Tony McDade, Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin, Rayshard Brooks, and many more who unfortunately are no longer with us. It is important we understand that their departure from Earth wasn't in vain. Justice will prevail, and we are here today to give you some highlights of that.
Absolutely. These are rough times, but justice is in demand and we will not compromise. Thankfully, the Black Lives Matter movement is creating a lot of traction, and that is very important.
Yes, Angela, it truly has been beautiful to witness people from all walks of life, all races and ages march together peacefully as one. And as part of the Latinx community, which is generously entangled in African roots, we know the importance of showing up for our Black brothers and sisters.
These past weeks, we have taken the time to educate ourselves, to listen with intention, and to give space to Black content creators to raise their voices. Also, to make sure we sway away from performative activism, which is truly the worst. Being genuine is what is important right now. Don't ever forget that. This isn't about the likes or the shares on your Instagram post. It's about being on the right side of history. And if you were ever wondering what you'd be doing during the civil rights movement, I have news for you. You're doing that right now. So make sure you're proud of yourself.
With that said, we have been able to find some goodness from the events that have transpired recently.
Totalmente, Kat. Zapateate. First off, did you see how Sesame Street crafted the perfect episode on protesting and racism?
Oh my God, yes.
That was so cute. In this particular episode, Elmo's dad, Louis, educates Elmo on what protest is and how racism is such a problem in the United States and frankly, around the world. It was great seeing how Louis explained that people are angry, that they're sad, and that they just want change. Elmo needed to hear that, and so do many others. The good thing is that in the end, Elmo understands and decides he also wants to take action alongside his dad and the community so that racism can be eradicated once and for all. That's a good neighbor.
That's right. It's about planting the seed and it will flourish. Louis is definitely a model father. And oh my goodness, Angela, did you see his protest sign?
So cute.
Too cute. Love, justice, peace. You can always count on Sesame Street to sweep the clouds away while teaching us a valuable lesson. And speaking of lesson, education is key and we cannot stress that enough. And neither can Brittany Smith, a pre-K teacher from New Jersey who went viral on Twitter. Without knowing how much people would enjoy her posts, she decided to share a list on Twitter of her recommended reading materials to teach children about race and racism. The list included books like Malcolm Little, The Boy Who Grew Up to Become Malcolm X by Ilyas Shabazz, Voice of Freedom by Fannie Lou Hamer, Spirit of the Civil Rights Movement by Carol Boston Weatherford, and Let It Shine, Stories of Black Women Freedom Fighter by Andrea Davis Pinkney. People even piggybacked her tweet and shared other books that showcase diversity. Now that's what I'm talking about. It was truly a wholesome moment in the Twitterverse. I mean, this makes me miss my Twitter account, which I deleted about a year ago. I'm just gonna have to sign back up and follow Brittany.
Don't worry about it. I have 11 followers. We're going to follow you. We're going to have you trending in no time. We got you.
Oh my God, 12 followers? Okay, am I going to be verified?
We can work on that one next, one thing at a time. As Nelson Mandela once said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And truer words have never been spoken. I hope we can continue to see tweets like these and not incomprehensible tweets that are sent out daily, sometimes hourly, that make no sense.
I take that back. I actually don't want my Twitter account back. I do not miss seeing these posts on my feed.
Girl, it's better for your blood pressure.
Yes. And guys, orange is not the new black. Let's just say that.
No, black is the new black. Everyone knows that.
Always. Surprisingly, everything that's been going on has inspired the world to join in solidarity. Dozens of countries around the world have held protests influenced by the Black Lives Matter movement. People are watching and joining us to fight for what's right. This is a type of historical event that will one day make future generations proud. I'm feeling very proud right now. We have people from England to Australia letting the Black community know that they aren't alone. And that, my friends, is how the cookie crumbles. This is exactly the type of energy that this movement needs.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. Speaking of which, it is impossible not to notice how many are going to parade heights to stand for justice all over the world. It has increasingly become apparent that people are walking their walk and, more importantly, putting their money where their mouth is. And that's really where you see change being affected. Amazingly, there's been a large amount of money fundraised for different causes related to the Black Lives Matter movement. Organizations such as the NAACP, for example, have seen increases in donations in the last several days. Let's keep that energy going straight to the poll, kids. That's really where it counts.
There has also been an emphasis to prioritize Black-owned businesses. Even Yelp created a section where it pinpoints Black-owned restaurants near you. Many are finally putting the effort, and it is truly admirable, especially because these businesses didn't always get the attention they deserved. Let's make sure we continue to support them and donate to organizations related to the Black Lives Matter movement, if that's something within your reach, of course. If not, continue learning about this issue, protest if you can, talk with your friends and family, and always, always stand up against racism.
That's great and dandy, but I would love to see the diversity in the hiring practices of these major corporations that are posting Black Lives Matter. Overall, it seems as though the protests, the demands, and all the education that's being poured all over the United States and the world are working. However, a lot more work needs to be done. This is just a beginning. It isn't over, so keep fighting.
Yes, and I want to say, por fin. It's about time. And now it's up to everyone, including us, to stand by this movement and continue pressing our government officials about discriminatory and dangerous laws. Enough is enough. And again, we must continue to speak with our family members about the importance of anti-racism. Check your friends as well. It is time we all take responsibility for a world that is safe and welcoming for everyone. And let's also take a moment to acknowledge that June is Pride Month. Love is love, and love always wins. Bueno, that has been this week's Somos Good News. Thank you again for watching. I'm Catherine Castro, and catch us next week on Be Latina News.
And I am Angela Carrasco. We know the mood is somber and that you're perhaps mentally exhausted. We get it. We're there too. But don't forget to show us some love. We'll show you some love. Share us with everyone you know and let them all know que somos good news.
Ah. Wait, go for it. I thought I wasn't recording.